session. Where we left off was Commissioner Wainwright was speaking about the, what were you talking about, Commissioner Wainwright?
Actually, Mr. Chairman, I'll go ahead and offer a motion to approve, I don't know how to title it, the adjustment of the longevity pay to bring it all back to an annual 1% basis, I guess.
Annual increase, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like I said, I don't, there's not necessarily a title other than just make the motion to make the necessary adjustment to the longevity pay to bring everybody back to a level playing field and begin next year at 1% flat out.
Mm-hmm. And then that in effect does away with, it sunsets the common practice of what we have been doing. Is that correct?
I would, yes, it would do away with the practice of just issuing the 5% longevity on the 5-year anniversaries, and basically at their 1-year anniversary, they'll get a 1% increase.
Okay. Motion on the floor by Commissioner Wainwright.
How is it done now?
Their anniversary.
Really?
Higher date.
That's anniversary.
Yeah.
Did I say anniversary?
If you do it annually, then we can budget it in.
Is this formula predicated on an annual basis or their anniversary date?
This schedule is designed to take care of year one transition, to take care of all the 4, 3, 2, 1 years.
Sorry.
It would happen
At the
annually
fiscal.
during the budget adoption. It would be budgeted in at 1% thereafter.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All right. So let's take a stab at restating that for the record.
Okay,
As
I'll
to what-
restate that,
as to
Mr.
what,
Chairman.
to what we're actually doing.
A motion to adjust the longevity pay from 5-year anniversaries at 5% to an annual 1% increase.
Does that include adopting this schedule?
I was just
transition?
trying to think that in my head there, but yes, and Mr. Chairman, that motion will also include the adoption of this schedule that has been adapted to accommodate those individuals caught between 5 years and 1 year.
Titled
Or
option.
anybody less than 5 years.
Titled option A.
Option A, let's adopt option A.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Grand total of $197,969.81.
Thank you, Commissioner Wainwright. Motion on the floor by Commissioner Wainwright. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Fleming. Is there any further discussion?
Just one, Chairman.
Commissioner Gamble?
Supervisor of election, does she need to be figured into this?
I think she already did raise
It was
it.
in her budget, yeah.
She included hers, and the sheriff included his, and
But
the tax
he doesn't
collector.
include it as, they included a raise, but not.
Sheriff did a 1% plus 1,000.
But she doesn't, she's
Oh,
still.
you're saying Glenda?
Yeah, she's still doing the 5-year longevity, I believe. And then whatever raise she figures into her budget.
Was Glenda, is she on the 5-year deal still, or did she include just, is she at?
She's got a raise figured into her budget, but
Yeah, raise,
Not-
but not the
not
longevity.
longevity. But no, because we're doing a schedule.
Yeah, but if we change, if we adopt this schedule where they're in the middle of that, they're gonna pick them up and pay them out and bring them next year back to the 1%.
Does she adopt a board policy?
I don't know.
She's not in this scenario.
I don't know what she
That's what I'm
does.
saying. I can't swear to it, but I think she has. But I just didn't see her in
She's
there.
got till 2 weeks from tonight to make that effort, doesn't she?
Did anyone contact, did you contact Linda?
Listen, we have control of what she does. If we just include her in this, then we're good to go, because we
We're
control her
talking about
budget.
2 employees.
2 employees.
Exactly.
2 employees.
So I'm just saying, why don't you just amend your motion to include
include them.
all departments
I don't
under,
need to amend it, Mr. Chairman. I'll just restate it out as it is in the record, inclusive of the supervisor of elections.
okay, thank you. Do you second?
Yes, sir.
Approve that? Okay, thank you. Did you get that?
And when,
Is there any further discussion?
yes, sir.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry, Commissioner
That's right.
Sessions.
So once we, if in fact we do adopt this, then once we get everybody leveled out, then it's up to the heads of the departments to ask for their raises independently, or are we going to start a county-wide raise program?
No, it's just an automatic 1% per year.
That, I understand that's a 1%.
But yeah, I mean, essentially,
but
if you
that's-
wanted to ask for a raise.
If they want to
you
ask for a raise, they'd have to ask themselves, right?
Mr. Chairman,
Finney.
Let
Go ahead.
Commissioner Sessions.
No,
finish.
he's wanting to say
Okay,
something.
go
Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to answer his question. Actually, the department heads don't actually initiate that. What we do when we're putting the budgets together, we've always waited for guidance from the board to say, actually, traditionally what happens is we wait until the end of the process and say, do we have any money that we can use to give raises?
Yeah.
That's the way it's been done, so it really hasn't been initiated by department heads.
Longevity's always just been budgeted in, I mean, that's just budget, and that's what'll happen.
Well,
It'll
that's-
just be budgeted in, it won't be nothing to do with any raises.
That's fine, because it's my first shot at this, and I'm just trying to understand it, but
Raises will be handled separately.
I'm done with my discussion.
You picked a good one. This one's harder than the last two that we've been through.
Yeah.
All right, there's a motion and a second on the floor as the record reflects. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Okay.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
All right, a lot of heavy lifting going on there. All right, insurance for the freight depot is next. Sure that you guys are familiar with that. We've
I'd like
talked
to stay
about
on
it.
Mr.
this
Chairman, you
page,
wanna
Mr.
talk
Chairman.
about the
Let's
raises
about
while we're
a
there?
raise while we're here.
Oh, I thought we weren't doing them. Thought we adopted this. Does this go into effect this year, this 1% per year?
Well, there was discussion of not doing it, but I'd still like to consider a raise.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
I'll give you my thinking on it real quick. Just looking at what we had in contingency was, what, roughly 1.3?
Yeah, 1.3.
1.3, you look at the overall budget effect of adding a 25% raise, it puts you at 360, it'll still leave you around.
25-cent raise.
Yeah, what'd I say?
Thank you.
You did say
25%.
Oh, no, I said 25 cents.
I don't wanna make, Paula, you got 20.
Cent, they just might have settled that percent.
That was 25 cents.
A quarter. It would put you at 360,000 a year, which would keep your contingency roughly at $1 million
For all employees,
for all employees.
why don't we just, like last year, we just kind of set a rate for a particular 25 or 50 cent for those under X amount of dollars, because employees that were, say, above $17 an hour may or may not necessarily need a raise, when we're trying to get most of our employees up to about $10 an hour, because we all know that the minimum wage is going to go up at some point now.
We did a tiered system last year.
Yeah, I don't want to
I think everyone got something, but there were some that got more.
Yeah, it was
Based-
graduated.
The low.
But everybody gets a 1% this year. Is that what we adopted?
Wait a minute
or-
now.
No,
That's
that's
not a
longevity.
raise.
That's
now.
not a raise.
That's just longevity.
Longevity.
No, I understand that that's the confusion. I understand that we say, we're going to sit back and say, well, you just get 1%, so we don't have to give a raise. I understand that whole concept. But what I'm trying to say is this year, everybody gets 1% or nobody. That goes into effect next budget year.
This year, as it relates to the motion that was just approved, this longevity schedule that transitions all employees based on the year of employment they're at. Some will get 5%, some 4, 3, 2, 1.
All the way down to
All
all
the way to
employees.
everyone,
Okay,
everyone.
everybody gets 1%.
Okay, so what we're talking about now is the question of an actual raise, which is
Right.
different than longevity pay.
So everybody's already getting a raise, so 25 or the 50 cent, we could actually set at, under $17 an hour or something like that. We'd get that particular raise. That's what that's what I would like to see. What do you think?
Say it again.
Just, let's think about people that make, if you say $20 an hour, you're already getting a 1% raise. So everybody below $20 an hour would get 25 cents. Or if you go down to I think last year it was like $17 or something
Yeah,
like that.
but you're about to tell the man making $20 an hour that you're gonna give the man making $72,000 an hour a $10,000 raise.
No, I'm just saying,
I'm just saying,
you got
I don't think
1%.
you need to leave anybody out if we're fixing to give big raises up top and small raises down low. It needs to be, everybody needs to get a little bit of something.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'm undecided in how to approach that. Personally, I would like to go through everything else and then see what we've got left, and then we can look at raises last.
Okay.
I'm fine with that, but I just don't wanna get
No, I
out of
don't
this
want-
budget without,
Understand that,
Without talking
it's
about it.
certainly something that, and I asked, we've all asked, let's get the information. But I think, I'd like to get everything else knocked out of the way and then come back and see what we're looking
I
at.
don't disagree
Okay.
with you on
Yeah,
that.
I agree
That's
with that.
fine. I wasn't, I mean, that's fine, that's great.
While we were
I
here, I
was-
didn't wanna move on and not come back to it.
No, no.
Yeah, I was
wanna
trying,
come
I was
back
trying to
to
move on anyways, and now we're moving on, so let's go. Insurance for Freight Depot, we all know the situation here. We said we were gonna talk about that later, and, here we are.
Mr. Chairman, that was $975 with premium on that. I think your county attorney will tell you that we cannot purchase insurance on a building that's entitled to someone else.
Correct.
So I would venture that if you're going to do it, it would need to just be the donation to that agency, and they would have to use the funds to pay for it.
I'm not opposed to them using it, but I'll say what I said before, which was we either have to make the decision if we're gonna up their rate to say $3,000, because I think we're obligated for $2,000.
Well,
And then
Mr. Chairman,
yes, sir.
I think that looking back now and with the corrections that the finance department has made in our books here, we increased that $1,000. I don't remember if we decided we were gonna just let that reflect part of that cost.
Yeah, well, that's, I don't know if we did or not. That's why I'm questioning.
I think we,
Variance, we went from 2 to 3.
To cover the
It's approved, too.
975.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
They requested 3.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
But see-
Never mind. I remember we talked about it, we didn't do nothing.
We didn't do
But see-
anything.
We didn't do nothing.
But see, then this leads into the other discussion that I wanted to have about perhaps selecting one agency to receive the funds for the total, abolishing the other two boards or one board or whatever it is, and then letting them fall under the historical commission. Why are you guys laughing?
I don't have to explain why, Mr. Chairman. I think we know why. I'm just laughing because it's, we can't, we're gonna have to tell one of them they're gonna have to pay it, because leaving it up to their board to decide how that's gonna be done, I don't think we're gonna meet with much success.
Isn't that sad? Sad.
You could direct it. You could
I was just
direct it as a, as
That's
a
what I'm saying.
reimbursement for the insurance. They could-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's how we
We're gonna have
need to
to
work
tell
it.
them what to do. It ain't, we can't wait for them to.
I'd like to make a motion then.
Go ahead.
I'd like to make the motion that we direct the Historical Commission to use the $975 increase for the payment of the insurance.
Thank you. Motion on the floor by Commissioner Sessions. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Gamble. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Now, where are we gonna take
Where we
that
gonna get
from?
it from?
We got a cap of 150,000.
We
I'll
can
let-
take it from the health department, or we can take it from Larry.
Well, we didn't,
I tell you what, just take it from me then. That's fine.
we
I
didn't,
guess it's going to historical. I don't know. We didn't make that in the motion, actually.
the historical commission,
But they're the ones that are handling it.
they're the ones responsible for the building.
Yeah.
Historical commission.
No,
Historical Commission, that's who
Historical
needs to get it.
commission is responsible for the maintenance on the building.
And that
They own
was
the
in my
building.
motion.
there's a lot of overlap in this thing. I know.
Yeah, I know.
Or we know. Excuse me.
So we're gonna give them
And- Yeah, and if we can't find 975 somewhere else, take it from Suwannee Valley Transit.
Well, Suwannee Valley Transit's not included
Wait a minute.
in our,
I was just joking.
We have a
about
group,
that.
we have
Y'all
a
wanna do
group.
that, fine.
Suwannee Valley Transit's not included in there.
it's not included, remember, because that is an interlocal agreement. We took
Right, but I'm
Suwannee Valley
just-
Transit out, and we took
Meridian.
Meridian Behavioral. I know, but I'm just saying, we set a cap of 150,000, and those two aren't included in that cap.
Right,
You follow me? So,
yes, sir.
It's 100.
or maybe, what,
135, I think.
190 minus
All right.
35.
okay, so it was 135,000.
Yeah,
That was our set cap,
yeah. 190 minus 55.
as I was going through scratching out the ones that weren't included in it.
We can take it out of, wasn't 4C's the one, the lady that, wasn't she the
Well,
one that said we didn't need the animal
I'll-
control?
Yeah, I was gonna address that at Suwannee Valley and Division in a minute.
Well, hey, listen, I told that, I don't remember, you know, as,
Yeah.
not to get all back into that, they're all passionate, and they're all important, but we got so much daggum overlap. I say we just eliminate everything that's not statutorily driven, and that's it. And just cut out all the outside agency requests. And I don't want animal control, so I know that's not statutorily driven, but I don't want the sheriff to give it. So, we'll include that in there.
Gee, well, yeah, that would.
Let's leave that in there.
Well, a lot of these, I mean, some of these agencies are created by us, so I mean, that's, we calling them outside agencies, but they're still created by the board.
But what do they request?
1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Well, some of them we have to do by agreement with the
I know.
city. Some that are just statutorily, we gotta do our part. But
We can,
outside of
we
that,
can, we can direct staff to renegotiate that.
I don't think it's a level of negotiation. I think it's what we need to decide what we wanna do.
I'm good with $135,000 cap. And what, however we carve it up, who gets what, that's up to the board, but
I mean, it gets to the point where you, if you're having to have lengthy discussions of $975 and $2,000 and $3,000, you kind of almost get to the point where you say, like Commissioner Wainwright says, just forget it. Because,
Well,
you know,
and fellas, look, I'm grateful for the board and in the last few years, and that includes y'all. When I first got here, it was well over 300,000. So we've made an effort to whittle this thing down. So I'm grateful where we're at even.
but if you cut it out for everybody, then it's fair.
Amen, brother.
Because we remember, we always like to talk about what's fair.
Well, it just makes it easy to say, we don't do that.
Right. I mean, I'm open to discussion about it.
It's not in order, I don't think it's in.
We just got to vote on it to give the direction, or give the direction to staff to omit it.
Okay, here's a consideration, because I'm thinking about, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Barry, if you
Go
want to
ahead,
say
Mr.
something.
Baker. Mr. Wainwright yielded the floor.
There's some of the agencies also you need to also look at, because I think you have like an agreement with the city of Live Oak on your level
Yeah.
of funding.
That's the historical thing. And
Historical,
yeah,
museum.
I'm including those as being statutorily or agreement driven. Let's,
I can't make a motion.
here's a play on numbers, fellas. I mean, and not for Carrie's benefit, but it's just, I mean, it's the way I look at it. The health department, yes, we do, we provide the building and all that, and we get, what are they, I can't, my words ain't, they're on the tip of my tongue, but my tongue ain't long enough to see them. Whatever that, anyway, it's where we share, whatever. In kind, thank you.
good job, Paul.
Sorry for letting you hang, but I couldn't think of it either.
I say, okay. Well, anyway, getting back to my point. If we want to whittle down that number outside agencies even more, why don't we eliminate the health department out of outside agencies? Go ahead and declare what we're going to do we've cut big numbers out of them in the past. I'm willing to consider the 104, but just take that out of contingency. I wasn't in favor of hiring somebody. Mr. Carey, I still think what you said before, if we've got an individual that comes roughly a day and a half, 2 days a week, and we got everything, and we're making some ground, the only concern that I have is that if old Mike falls in a septic tank and we don't have anybody to take his place, we're really screwed.
Come to the podium, Mr. Wallen.
So, having said that, I'd rather fund that position, the 50,000, out of contingency. Go ahead and take Suwannee County Health Department totally out of that outside agency picture and just budget them $100,000 a year. Put it in there wherever it's gotta be, and that's their thing. That way Kerry doesn't have to come back to us next year. And what's left out of that is, what, 54 off 135, 71,000.
I would be
That
very-
didn't make any sense, did it? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
You're talking about reducing?
I'm talking about reducing the overall outside agency request from that 135 that we've established for next year. Let's take out 100 for the health department and get him off the sheet altogether, and now we're down to 75,000 for outside agencies.
Still have to send audits and all that stuff before we release the money, whether it goes back in there, but I need two more to, we need two.
No, well, I mean, I'm just throwing it out for discussion. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I
but
Mr. Pravat has a comment.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. Sessions.
Thank you.
Mr. Sessions. He's
I mean, if we take it completely out of outside agencies where he's here all the time, we don't have to discuss it, he doesn't have to come to us.
that's worth 100 to me.
Yeah, I'm okay, yeah. Especially when we get to nitpicking, but, I'm in agreement with that idea, taking them off the outside agencies and
We
doing
can
it.
take them off, but I wouldn't mind just taking them off at 53,000 where we got them.
well, if you're funding a position that's gonna go.
Well, he's talking about
and-
not funding,
No,
obviously.
no, listen, if we're gonna fund a position in perpetuity, because that employee's not gonna just be here this year, I mean, that's kind of the way you gotta do it. Or you gotta take the money from somewhere else in your budget and fund that position, and then take a want out of your budget and come to the board and say, I'd like you guys to pay for this year. And then we do it this year, and then next year you gotta come back and request money again. You understand what I'm saying?
Is that a state employee or a county employee?
Doing state
He's gonna
work.
do it anyway. He's gonna come back.
Removing us from the outside agency and including us as a, for lack of a better description, the county department and funding 100,000 a year would be very appreciative to us, and you wouldn't see me every year making a request.
Gary,
But for
you'll be
clarification,
back next year.
but for,
Promise on that?
yes, sir. But for clarification
Lock the door.
purposes, I want to make sure that the assistance that we get from Alachua County is supposed to be 1 day a week. It is not always 1 day a week. It's generally between 2 and 3 days a month.
You stated that. You
Okay, I just
stated
want to make sure there's
Yeah, yeah.
clarity purposes.
I'm just being conservative on my side.
Well, I like your suggestion. I understand y'all get tired of seeing me and hearing from me, so 100,000 will be perfect.
Nothing personal.
Real
nothing
quick,
personal.
how many inspections did you say y'all were performing?
Don't make him go through that.
No, I
presentation
can't remember.
again.
No, I just
Okay,
want, that's the only
okay.
Wasn't it
question.
37
I don't
this
want to hear
year?
the whole thing again.
37.
The number I remember was
37
around 30.
permits.
I didn't remember if that was 30 a month, 30 a year. I mean,
No, sir. Right now, just the number that I gave you this evening, just through 7 months, was 288
288.
permits, not inspections, that's permits.
Okay.
Right now, we're looking at roughly by the end of the year, having well over 400 inspections.
Divided by 37. Well, I know what it was. I figured it at 37 per month. That's what it was.
I just remember the number 30, and I was trying to remember where it came from.
30 is what he said the other night.
Is that a motion, Mr. Wainwright?
I didn't hear.
Hold on,
I haven't made a motion yet, no, sir.
hold on. What is this is for finance, what is the total for for the amount for the agencies that we have agreements with that we must fund? What is that total? Do you know, for outside agency requests, or not, they're not requests, we just have,
Meridian is a must.
It's a
Right.
must.
Guardian is a must.
public art, it's not on there.
Yeah, that was already taken off. Historical and the Suwannee, and the
Historical.
museum has got the thing with the city.
City.
Animal services, that stays. That's, I don't want to take that one. I want the sheriff to keep that one.
So Meridian, Animal Services, and Historical and Museum just have agreements, right, that we have to match what the city does.
We've been doing animal services at 10,000 ever since I've been here, and I don't know how long it goes before that, but I just,
About museum and historical though. Is that an annual agreement? I don't know, but it's not statutorily required.
Yeah.
73,000.
73,000.
That's Meridian, Animal Services, Museum, and Historical Commission. And I didn't change anything. That's $2,000 for the Historical Commission. I didn't add 975.
970 to it, 975.
So we're essentially about $74,000.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we capped it at 135,000. We used all those funds, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, so if we, what's the difference between those two? You math whizzes.
60,000 between 75 and 135.
he's counting the 74.
61,000,
He's taking that 70-something from the 135.
$62,000 savings. So, there's your health department money, I guess. If you're gonna increase it to 104,000 or whatever it is, because you've already allocated 50, haven't you, or no?
It'd be 47 increased to 100.
Okay,
Yeah, I said 100, and that way he won't have to come back next year. And
So-
then he gets his person in case Mike falls in the septic tank.
right. So we already went ahead and budgeted for the 54,000,
Right.
correct? So that's in there now. If we reduce our outside agency request to 74,000 based on need, the fact that we have to or that we have agreements with, then that leaves us a difference of 62,000, of which we could use to 47 that we could, I'm sorry, 47,000 that we could apply towards the efforts that we have to the health department. No comments?
I was happy how it was, just moving $975.
I'm just offering it for discussion. I'm just giving you food for thought.
We have done a lot of work for $975.
Well spent.
Well, look, we put the cap in there, but all I'm trying to do is,
Well,
I've
that's,
said all along, I'm not big on the outside agencies to start with.
but what I've proposed is exactly what you just,
I know, and I'm okay with that. And that way, he gets the person, and I was willing to just take that out of contingency.
no, I'm trying to not.
And that's fine. Let's just eliminate all the other stuff. He's funded, and
The chamber
actually, you
commercial
should
on
have
that?
a couple of dollars left over.
But I don't-
Trying to figure out right now.
I don't see the need to
What we're trying to do
you
here.
not fund ARC to put another septic tank inspector in the field.
Not fund what?
ARC, ARC.
Wait, are we
Oh, Bobby Lake's group?
contractually, do we,
We're not, but
okay.
28, well, I like to help out those guys.
Leave it all alone.
that's what I said, just move $975
We
around.
could just
and
make
rock
it easy
on.
and just eliminate all of
Tell
it.
them all no next year.
No, we're
Told them
trying,
no just now.
no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Carrie's $50,000. That's what I thought we were talking about. Trying to find that without pulling it out of contingent. $47,000.
We found 47. No, it was 62.
Yeah, you're 15 to the good if you.
I soon
screw
give Bobby Lake,
everybody else.
give Bobby's group to 15. Be done with it.
Okay. Everybody
He's
like that?
retiring, isn't he?
He's
He
retired.
retired.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
know
let
who
the next
new one
person
is.
worry about it.
That's right, he introduced him to us.
So,
Bev, that's it.
We're giving 15, well, I say we are, the proposal is to give them 15.
to give them 15 instead of 28,
Correct.
and you're gonna get rid of everybody else?
Well, with the exception
Ones we
of those
can't
we're
get rid of.
obligated
Well,
to.
I mean, if we're gonna do that, I'd just soon get rid of everybody, fund them all zero. I like it like it is. If we're not gonna, I don't wanna combine everything that we capped under and give it to one agency. They're no more deserving of it than any of the others. They're not, they're fulfilling state services that the state requires, not the county requires.
Okay, then my original proposal was take Suwannee Health Department out of the lineup. Go ahead and fund them 100,000. We've already got 54 right here.
That's going into it?
Take another 46 out of contingency and they're no longer in the outside agency
Right.
requests.
So do we just need to direct staff to do that, or we just need to make a motion
I
to do
would
that?
recommend that you make a motion.
Okay.
It'll be easier for,
All right, Commissioner Wainwright? For
Oh
future.
my, I gotta go through that again?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, that mean they take that 54,000 and put it back. Am I correct?
It's 53, so it'd be a
53.
net,
Yeah,
a
it's
net
53, I'm
increase,
sorry.
or an increase of 47.
We're gonna increase it by 47.
Okay.
Take that 47 out of contingency.
Take it out of contingency and then just eliminate the health department out of the outside request from here out.
And then the amount of everything on that page will then be 137,975 if you throw the 975 back to the historical commission.
Yeah, add the 975 to that, take the
Okay,
50.
let's do the 47,000 first out of contingency.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. Just,
I made that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Second.
Commissioner Wainwright, seconded by Commissioner Fleming. Is there any further discussion?
Take 47,000 out of contingency to fund
The health department.
the health department, one guy, gal, whatever.
As we take them out of,
And no longer will they
outside
appear in the
agency.
outside agencies. That'll give them 100,000 and that sends Carrie away. Bye-bye.
So that, we can get, we can
No,
get,
no, we're not taking that. That's all the motion is.
no,
none of them,
Just,
none of them.
just,
none of that yet. We'll
Just
have
carry.
that discussion in a minute.
and yeah, right now let's take, no, forget that. Leave him in there. Leave him in there. All my motion is let's take 47,000 out of contingency to fund the additional position needed at Suwannee County Health Department in the environmental section.
There's a motion and a second as the record reflects. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none.
we get an agreement from the health department saying that, that's what it's gonna be set in stone, so we can budget that.
We have a contract with y'all annually.
I know, but I don't wanna see you back next year.
I'll be coming back in October for y'all to sign a contract that ties into our
Yes, the answer to your question.
I'm not talking about it, I don't wanna see
He's
you
talking
back for
about
a
next year
report.
when it comes
Talking
special
about-
outside agency requests. Carrie's not gonna be in the lineup.
That is my intent not to be.
He's not even
We
gonna-
appreciate that.
There's a motion and a second as the record reflects. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right, moving on to our outside agencies again. What are the wishes of the board? Leaving
Make-
this, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to add the 975 to the historical commission and fund everybody like it is on the page, with the total being 137,975.
There's a motion on the floor.
I'll second it for discussion, but I wanna talk about, Swanee Valley Four Cs and Vivid Vision.
Motion on the floor by Commissioner Sessions, seconded by Commissioner Gamble. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Gamble.
At our last budget workshop, we were in previous years, we've always funded Vivid Vision, $10,000. And then we decided to split it this year against Swanee Valley. After that, I got to doing some thinking on it. Swanee Valley Four Cs is federally funded, and they directly compete with all of our local daycares in the community that provide Head Start services.
She said no. I was wrong.
She said they don't?
She said I was wrong. That there was no overlap.
Well, I would like for us to do it the same way we did it last year, fund them at zero and put that $5,000 back in Vivid Vision.
Okay,
I'm okay with that, Mr. Chairman.
make that in the form of a motion.
Well,
This,
didn't we already have a motion on the floor?
yeah, and a second.
Well, I can rescind my motion to make the changes needed.
That's true.
Withdraw the second.
Restate.
Withdraw the second.
Who seconded it?
Wrong.
Commissioner Gamble. It's withdrawn.
Okay,
Okay. Now,
then go ahead and make your motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the outside agencies by adding $975 to the Historical Commission, removing the $5,000 from Suwannee Valley Four Cs, adding it back into Vivid Vision, and the rest staying the same.
there's a motion on the floor made by Commissioner Gamble. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Sessions. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Aye. All right. Credit, 30, we gotta figure out on the water plant, is it water plant with music construction, $35,000.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is not a budget item for next year. It's actually an issue that affects our CDBG grant. And I need to get it, I need a consensus on this. It's a credit to the board. We had to, here's where we are. Here's where we are. We have to close out our CDBG grant. We have a date certain, and it's rapidly approaching. The engineer contractor finalized all the little touch-up stuff. It's all done. But we've run out of time now to get this thing expedited for the closeout unless we go ahead and move a credit as a change order. I will submit to you in your next board meeting a change order that you can ratify at that time, but I need a consensus now so that we can sign this change order that is a credit of $35,178.82. Credit to the county.
So the change order, no cost to the county.
No cost increase, it's actually a credit, but I need the board's consensus to do that so that we can forward and process the balance of the paperwork, because in this grant, in our final payment, like all the other payments, we have to send the payment to everyone, wait for the canceled checks to come back to us so that we can send them to CDBG to be reimbursed, and it needs to occur before, I think I've got about 30 days.
Can you give us some information so we can make an accurate motion with this issue?
I would
I'm
ask,
gonna ask for a
I would ask
motion.
okay, here's what I would ask. I would ask the board to authorize the administrator to sign the change order, and you can ratify it in your next meeting. Is that
So
okay
moved,
with
Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Wainwright, seconded by Commissioner Gamble. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right. That's all that I have. Let's see, let's go down here. We've advised the budget office of any changes that need to be made to the tentative budget. At this time, we have to vote on the tentative millage rate. What are the wishes of the board? Do we want to have any discussion before setting this rate?
Do we want to discuss salaries at the next,
That-
at the final budget?
That was the thought that was expressed.
That doesn't bother me.
Well,
just
I mean,
wanna- we need to
With what's been
revisit it.
done tonight, is
Y'all
There.
voted on option A, grant cut
Correct,
already.
yes.
but I mean, we're pretty good where we're at. If we are, let's talk about it tonight. Blow through it the next meeting, not have to worry about it.
All right, you said, you were advocating a 25-cent raise for all employees?
Yeah. Total budget effect be $360,000. Still gonna leave us somewhere in not $900 million contingency somewhere in there.
Well, I was going to
100,000.
stay at 9 mils. If we stayed at 9 mils, what was the difference, 300-something thousand, 400?
Now, that contingency does not include that quarter of a meal, correct? It's
No, I
contingent-
understand that, but I'm thinking this stuff in my head as we go.
You still have your reserves over there, but it's still 357,764. He's not saying take it back from reserves, were you?
No,
I know, I was thinking that he was thinking that that quarter of a meal was figured into contingency.
Mr. Chairman, if I could for clarification.
Go ahead, Mr. Harris.
If I could for clarification, a 25-cent raise doesn't equal 360,000. It's actually much less than that.
Yeah, because you've already done the 1%.
Because,
Right.
that's correct. You're looking at the schedule, which is accurate. It actually would be $162,124.92.
Yeah, the total budget would be the 1%, what we just did plus that.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
combine it with the longevity transition, it comes to 360,094.73.
Yeah.
Glad you pointed that out. Now I can jump up to the 50 cent.
No. I was okay with the 25 cent. Now you're getting a little out of my
Well,
my range
I'm
here.
stuck on that $300,000 range, and it's, that 50 cent puts us at net cost of,
No, I
324.
I'm 25 cent. I'm okay with.
So what's the 25 cent? Give that to me.
The
again.
actual impact on the 25 cent is the 162,000. But when you combine it with what we've already, the longevity adjustment, it comes out to a total budget effect of $360,094, 95 bucks.
And at 9.25 mils, let's see, that leaves us a contingency with a 95% budgeting at 1.1 million. And yet we're gonna give $360,000 worth of raises.
Well, you're already
And
giving,
and you're talking about staying at 9 mils.
well, you're already giving,
They're giving
you're already
197.
giving them 200,000 of
Yeah,
that.
we've already decided
I know.
on 198.
I know.
I'm just,
One issue concerning contingencies, while we have general fund contingency, or, some of this relates to solid waste enterprise funds, which could be funded out of their own contingencies.
Public Works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it needs to come out of their corresponding accounts. I don't have a problem
Solid
with that.
waste would be able to absorb it.
Yeah, the overall, I'm just looking at the overall budget impact. And
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be some minor differences by the time you shake it out into contingency monies, but in my mind, I'm still looking at, I didn't want to, me personally, I didn't want to increase the millage rate,
Don't either.
but I wanted to try to, if we could accommodate the 25 cent and that 1%, I was okay with that.
And we do have a contingency in Public Works for them to absorb it in there, if you don't want it to come out of our contingency.
Right.
I mean, we've got the money to do it. I just think if you're gonna look at department heads, big raises across the board, and you try to sell it to the employees that you're giving them a longevity raise as their raise, it's gonna be devastating to morale.
I ain't worried about morale either.
But morale is a big deal that you have to worry about as an employer.
If you direct the 25%, then we can have all the numbers adjusted and work out the details by the time you get to your next
My
meeting.
point was, is we've given a raise or two over the last few
We
years.
have.
Not
behind that little green.
not great raises, but there's been raises, and there are people out there that haven't been able to give raises, and so I'm just trying to keep it in perspective.
Third page behind.
Oh, I see, yeah.
See if everybody absorbs the raise out of general, and it's not gonna happen. Enterprise funds will absorb theirs.
I'm not worried about the levels that we're at with the 25 cent raise. I'm fine with that.
See the county saving this much.
Was that a motion?
I'll make it a motion.
There's a motion on the floor by Commissioner Wainwright. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Gamble. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right. Good work.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now we need to vote on a tentative millage rate.
Make a motion instead of 9 mils.
Motion made by Commissioner Gamble. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Wainwright. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
9 mils.
9 mils.
Now, if you notice on your agenda, we have to vote on a tentative budget. Gentlemen, what are the wishes of the board?
Do you want to,
You better ask for some
I would
advice on
say,
that.
do you need to reflect the numbers on that before we do the,
Yeah, we
For a
probably
motion
need to
on
see
that?
all the numbers.
Whatever you guys want to do.
while she's getting the numbers together, I'll offer for discussion, and we can bring it up at the next meeting. We do, our medical director whenever we had hired them, even though they're a contract employee, we allowed them to participate in our retirement program. I'd like to look at allowing our attorney to participate in our insurance program.
Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. He's done a fine job, and, I mean, we've renegotiated with all of our executives at this point in time, and I think that he's well deserving of the insurance that is provided for the other executives in the county.
Well, I know when we originally did it, he had put it in there that he wanted to have the option to purchase it. Are we offering him the option to purchase it, or are we offering him the option to pay for it?
We're offering, as a county executive with raises and stuff, he does not want a raise, he wants the health care.
Which is like $600, 600 and some change a month, a little over $7,000 annually.
And I might remind you that the rate by which we have him at is significantly less than what he charges, and probably many other attorneys out there.
I wasn't talking about those, Mr. Chairman.
I know, but what I'm telling you is that we're talking about $6,600 or whatever.
I didn't want to invite that discussion.
I know you don't.
But no, I'm just saying
Get
that
high quick.
I think
Yeah, I don't want to go down that way. I'd rather, it's
I think we ought to
Start
just.
looking at those numbers, you might reconsider, but go ahead.
I'm just thinking that we ought to offer him health care.
if we've got time, we've already done that's irrespective of the millage rate. Let's go ahead and knock that one out this
Okay.
evening as well.
Do I hear a motion to offer that as part of the benefits package?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made by Commissioner Wainwright to offer the county attorney benefits package.
Insurance.
Benefits package,
Insurance,
not just
well,
background.
benefits, insurance, health care benefits,
Yeah, allow the attorney to enroll in our health insurance program.
correct.
If so chooses.
Do I hear a second?
Yeah, I'll include life in that as well. Health and life, yes.
That's why I was talking a benefits package.
I'm sorry,
And
I know.
you have dental, eye, life, and health care.
We don't have dental and eye.
No, that's employee paid.
Oh,
That's
okay, well, I'm
individual.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, I did,
health and
I
life.
don't know, I didn't say I had to pay.
With the
Correct.
option to participate in those, I guess.
Yeah, with the option to participate in the other. Okay.
Yes.
You got
You include that in your
Yes,
motion?
yes.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
second.
Seconded by Commissioner Fleming. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Commissioner Fleming, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, real quick,
Go ahead.
on our department heads, we've got, did we ever go back and do anything for Catherine Allen, or is it?
No, actually, I'm glad you said that. Since I was one that initiated that or brought that up, the county pays 40% of her salary, so and proportionately, let's do, if we're giving them, what was it, 9 or 10,
9751.
something like that, just do a 40% of that.
Okay. Is that the form of a motion?
Sure.
Motion made by Commissioner Wainwright,
I second it.
seconded by Commissioner Sessions. Is there any further discussion? I just want to make sure that finance is aware of the motion, so maybe you can communicate that with them.
Did y'all catch that?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right.
okay.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All righty. So we're still waiting on
We're waiting on a number for the budget.
tentative budget.
I did my math right, that's all it is.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. I just, when I first talked about it, I didn't have any figures in.
All right, we'll break for 10 minutes, then we'll come back at 7:40.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, the budget number, if you want to write it down, is $67,695,626.
Give or take a 0.5%.
The contingency at 9 mills then is $393,245. Approximately.
Yeah,
more or less?
Seen us approximately, but I believe,
393, 245.
yeah.
Was it 392 or 393?
393,
245.
245.
Well, that's more than we had last year,
I say, what did we have last year?
$160,000 or something like that.
Half, yeah. It was
About half?
Yeah,
Well, it's a little less than half.
But last year, when, at this point in time, what were you at?
Well, when we said that number last year, it was like a jaw-dropping $160,000 to operate on through the year.
Okay.
Now, we did use a lot of other funds for lots of unexpected.
So we're in better shape
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Whole lot.
We
with
got
all,
creative through the.
with all we've done.
All right.
Thank you, staff. Thank you, finance.
I mean,
All right, gentlemen, let's vote.
You need a motion on that,
You like that?
that number.
I'll move to approve the tentative budget, Mr. Chairman, at 67,695,626 with contingency approximately of 393, 245.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Wainwright, seconded by Commissioner Gamble. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. All right, gentlemen, we're going to close the Board of County Commissioners tentative budget hearing at this time. I guess we don't need a motion to adjourn or anything, do we?
Anything else to come before the board?
Oh, who wants to come before the board?
I don't know, I'm just asking.
Does anybody have anything that they want to say before this board at this meeting?
Meridian and Suwannee Health.
They're not in there currently.
Yeah, they're-
Only their
increase.
additional increase
Yeah.
is.
Only their additional
Yeah, it's just additional.
in the health department.
Let's just do a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn? Anybody?
2 weeks from tonight, isn't it?
2 weeks from tonight? Or is it, it's at a regularly
Tomorrow
scheduled?
morning,
it's at the
5
regular-
o'clock.
It's
Is
a
that the regular
regularly
scheduled
scheduled board
board
meeting,
At
September 15th.
5:30 that night?
Mr. Baker?
5:30.
If it's all right, I'll just say, I'd like to say thank y'all for working with us.
Thank you.
It's
Mr.
going to be
Baker.
a rough year, but I really appreciate y'all working.
Staff did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made by Commissioner Wainwright, seconded by Commissioner Gamble. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
See you next time. Y'all drive safe.
They didn't figure those raises out of,
Thank you.
they did, so they should come.